Hello everyone, Darren here, and on today's episode we are going to look at how to play the American medium tank, the M48A5 Patton. This tank is widely considered to be a very capable medium tank that is new player friendly and a good introduction into medium tank gameplay as a whole. So today, we will take a look at the armor of the tank, the mobility and gun, how to set up the Patton, and then we'll close with some gameplay. So let's get started. Now, armor of the tank is pretty average compared to other tier 10 mediums, but the rounded nature of the hull can allow for bounces every now and then. As for the turret, it is very strong and capable of aggressive hull down play. Coupled with the removal of the large cupola from the older 48 Patton turret, in exchange for the smaller cupola of the current Patton turret, gives you a recipe for a very effective ridgeline fighter. Just do keep in mind that the 48 Patton is a very large medium tank, so make sure to find larger pieces of terrain or cover to hide your hull effectively, as some cover that may be effective for smaller tanks may not or will not work for the 48 Patton. So the mobility of the 48 Patton is alright. With 45 kilometers per hour forward speed, you are not the fastest medium, but you will be able to get into position ahead of most heavies or relocate quickly and efficiently. Coupled with an amazing 20 kilometers per hour reverse speed, you will have no problem backing into cover should you make a mistake or need to back out of trouble quickly. Another good thing regarding the engine is its amazing fire chance at 12%. This means you can almost effectively forego running a fire extinguisher, but at least running firefighting skills is highly recommended. Now the gun is the hallmark of the 48 Patton. While the accuracy is not the best at .36, which is the same as the STB-1, the moving accuracy is the best of all Tier 10 mediums. This means the 48 Patton is one of the best tanks for shooting on the move. The 48 Patton also has 9 degrees of gun depression, allowing you to make use of your strong turret and fight ridgelines effectively. So how do you set up the 48 Patton? Well, in terms of consumables, I run 30 APCR, 22 heat, and 5 HEP rounds for artillery or other lightly armored targets. I also run a repair kit, a first aid kit, and a fire extinguisher because of my luck with artillery. But if your crew has firefighting skills, you could forego the fire extinguisher and use food if you want. Now for equipment, I use gun rammer, vertical stabilizers, and vents to improve the gun handling overall, but mostly to improve the already amazing on-the-move accuracy of the gun. Of course, you can swap vents for optics if vision is an important factor for you. Do note, though, that the Patton has one of, if not the best view range, at 420 meters base. Now, how do you play the 48 Patton? Now, I have found that the best way to play the Patton is aggressively. Because your tank is very large, you will not be able to hide it all that well. And so, since you have the mobility and gun handling, it is best to use them to get to, and if need be, fight your way to advantageous positions, and play the role of a frontline support and flanker. Using your 9 degrees of gun depression to flank enemies and shoot from the safety of hills, while also being able to literally shoot while scooting to your next position. In short, be that annoying mosquito that everyone has trouble killing. That concludes the important parts to note about the 48 Patton, as well as how to set up the Patton. So let's take a look at some gameplay. So here we are on Muravanka Winter. It is encounter battle, and I'm already planning out where I need to go. I know for a fact that since the cap base is going to be in the E2 area, I'm going to go there and try and support the heavy tanks by keeping the opposing team off of the their hill that is on the other side of the little ravine. Not much else here to talk about as they're loading, but when I'm going to load in here, I'm going to immediately check out the lineup of the opposing team. And the first thing I notice is that there is a UNL player in a Leopard 1, as well as a platoon of 3 Immortals. And I need to keep aware of the fact that they are that platoon is going to more than likely be together, as well as the fact that the UNL player is going to be floating around probably in the 890 line with the Leopard 1, or even in the back along the 1 line. I also noticed, on a little fun note, that a good friend of mine and community ambassador, Marky J. Meach, is on my team, and I also know that he's coming this way. I noticed right away that most of our heavy tanks went down the 890 line. At the time, I was thinking that it was a stupid move, but I later learned that the majority of the other team was thinking the same thing. So I'm going to try and do the best I can to prevent the opposing team from just capping straight on out. I spot the E75. Again, I have superior view range to most of the tanks in the game, both on my team and on the enemy team. And you can see that the accuracy is pretty good here. I have, with the vents and the vertical stabilizers as well as my crew, the gun is not a problem for me at all, and even if I do not physically do damage, I am hitting the tank. You are going to see, though, that I am playing pretty aggressively because I have to kind of take the role as an aggressive tank here. I cannot really play the supporting role with how very little tanks we have on my flank. But you are going to see here that I am able to get shots on. I'm able to get snapshots very easy without a problem. But I'm just going to keep spotting these tanks here, trying to hopefully artillery is looking on my side of the map. There's really not much. I'm just playing peek. I'm trying to keep vision, trying to keep tanks spotted, and I'm just going to hope that something pops up to allow me to shoot. I try and take a crack here on the E4, but I miss. But right now, I'm just trying to keep the vision and keep tanks spotted. Now, you're just going to see here, there is the superior on the move, quick after turret rotation, turret moving accuracy of the 48 Patton, able to just easily snapshot and kill the E75 there. Because the 257 was in such a position, I felt comfortable that I was able to roll up over the ridge, get a shot on him, and safely back down, which I was able to do. I also managed to somehow snake a shot onto the weak part of the chieftain and damage him as well. Keep in mind that this is also during the rolled dice event, so the penetration is different. But you're going to see here that I am able to get shots on sides of tanks, absolutely no problem. Again, just right now showcasing the gun accuracy of the 48 Patton. Now, I noticed that Marky rolls into the base, and I decided to follow him. And I'm not obligated to, but it would be a bad thing to do to just leave him to push into the center by himself, as the rest of the team would realize, the enemy team would realize that he was by himself, and then just push into him, and then we'd have the enemy team capping the base, and that would not be a good situation. So I roll in there to try and help him out. Unfortunately, the E4 takes care of him. I try to avenge my compatriot there by not only tracking the E4, but I stay behind the E4 because he cannot rotate his turret a full 360 degrees, and so that's what I was trying to do. Luckily, artillery manages to take care of him for me. That's fantastic. Good job, artillery. Right now, I take care of the Conqueror. Absolutely no problem. He seemed to be tunnel visioned on the other heavy tank on my team, but I wasn't too worried, especially with the smaller gun. T95 manages to hit me, but I do manage to put a shot into his lower plate. I did switch to heat. I do not remember here looking at the replay of when I switched to heat, but I did, trying to deal with the T95. I tried to sneak a shot right there onto the side of the T95, but it did not work and it bounced. It just goes to show that heat rounds will not always work against tanks. They are not the be-all, end-all, pen-all round of the game. So the T95 is pushed back over the hill, and I decide to close the gap and try and get a good undershot of the T-95 as he was cresting the hill. I managed to take care of the T-95. Artillery has been supporting me this whole time, and you can see that the other team, the rest of our team, as well as the enemy team, seem to have somehow fizzled and killed themselves over there on the 890 line, and it's just now down to the remainder of the team that was on my flank, as well as a heavy tank and the Leopard 1, as well as artillery on the other team. Now, I'm trying to find out where the artillery is. I switched to HEP originally, thinking the artillery might have still been over here in the K12 area, but he wasn't. Smart move by artillery to shift position. But I'm noticing that the artillery was not there. I switched back to the APCR standard. I noticed there that the tank killer in the Leo 1 is still full health, but I do manage to get a shot there on the turret of the Leopard 1. Now, this is when I noticed here that the remaining heavy tank is one of the Immortals players, as well as the fact that I'm dealing with artillery that is still unspotted and a practically full health Leopard 1 from UNL. I noticed here that I was going to have to pretty much carry the game with the help from artillery. Because left unchecked, that Leopard 1 would definitely wreak havoc. Now, I was too tunnel visioned here. I did switch to heat to take care of the 705 as quickly as I could. I did spot the artillery. I noticed that he was there. I did not know that he shot, but I was too focused in on not getting shot by the Leopard 1, by not getting shot by the 705 and artillery, that I did not notice that the Leopard 1 snuck up on me and took care of me. But overall, I do, even though I did die, the game still comes out as a victory. But the best part about it is that I did walk away at the end of the game with not only a victory, but I did walk out with 6,900 damage dealt, plus or minus a couple HP points there as well. But overall, a very, very good game, showcasing the abilities and the power of the 48 Patton. And that concludes today's video on how to play the 48 Patton. I'd like to thank you all for watching. If you enjoyed this video, hit that thumbs up. And if you want to see more videos like this one, don't forget to click on the subscribe button. But until next time, this has been Darren of WotC Academy.